Hello and welcome to Cleveland FC. My name is Parker. Let's get started today talking about Major League Soccer Fantasy Game Week 2. So I'll get started real quick talking about my team. I had a very successful week. I was number one in the weekly rank with 119 points. Obviously, really happy about that. I've never been number one in the week overall. I finished in the top 200 overall a few years ago in the game, but I've never been this high either in a weekly rank or an overall rank. Right now, ranked number 2 overall. Also pretty excited about that. It's obviously week 2 and there's a long season to go, but it is neat to kind of be up there in those top scorers. You know, my overall, like, obviously I'm really happy. I had Brandon By and Alex Roldan, each of them put up huge numbers for me. Got 17 points, big scores there. And then the other big move that I made was having Zale Ryan as my captain. He was the highest scoring midfielder with 14 points in the game. I took a little bit of a punt on Live, Laugh, Lowen. Get it? From St. Louis, Lowen is probably actually how you pronounce his name. But, if you want to be correct and speak German, Lowen, that must be it, right? Anyway, he had 9 points at 7.5. I was pretty pleased with that. He got the assist on an own goal, so you'll always take one of those, a little bit of luck there. Elsewhere forwards, I had Cucho Hernandez and Germany Iwobise, and both of them returned with goals. So pretty good week for me. I've been successful at a few things in my life. I've got a master's degree from Georgia Tech. I won my age group in an ultra marathon a few years ago. One time I ate a 5-pound seafood sandwich in 5 minutes and I won a television, but this is up there as far as accomplishments. I'm probably gonna print the tweet out from the Fantasy MLS account and frame it and put it on the wall next to my Georgia Tech diploma. Real quick, if you are enjoying the video, or even if you're not, but if you're enjoying it, hit like or dislike, whatever the case may be. Subscribe if you want to see more of what I do, and comment to share your thoughts. You can also check me out on Twitter, Cleveland_FC, for more of my thoughts and some other things that I share on there. So moving on to the rest of the Fantasy MLS action. Taking a look real quick at the Dream Team, it was actually an affordable Dream Team again, under 100, and the Week 2 score would have been 160 if you had captained By, which if you did that, congratulations, because that would be an excellent play and a terrific return. But there were some players there that you probably would have been looking at for fantasy. By Roldan, Gressel, all had big weeks, and then Zale Ryan and Ferreira, and had a brace, and then Iwobise, he also he scored a goal again. A name that might not always be on the top of the list was Velasco from FC Dallas. He had 10. And then Rossetto from Atlanta United, he had 10 also, but I think in general you're not really going to see him on a lot of rosters. His was a little bit more of kind of an Atlanta United chaos goal. One player to watch, I think, that could be interesting, who had another big game, was John Gallagher, who had 13 points. He's got 2 returns on the year, and at defender at 6.3, he likes to get forward. That could be an interesting option. Yarborough for Colorado was the highest scoring keeper with 11 points. I don't necessarily know that's always going to be the best option, but at home against Sporting, he definitely got the job done. So looking at the league, some big scores otherwise that happened. There was another goal this week for Jordan Morris. I don't think he's ever had more than about 10 in a season. So if he's finding his nose for goal there with Seattle, that could be an interesting play. Rui Diaz did come back for them, and he's starting to come back. So he played 10 minutes. and I don't know if that might start crowding out some of Morris's chances there, but he's definitely stepped up for them. I think all of the LAFC and Portland game, that was just a fun game. Chiellini, I think for LAFC, he could be a fun option if he's getting starts. Scoring a goal. Obviously, he's a defender with a world-class pedigree. And then Opoku for them, he also looks like probably the best budget forward at the moment, and he scored a goal as well. And then a name that I think is interesting that he was also on the dream team was Dylan Barrero for New England, and he got, I believe he had 12 points. He's listed as a midfielder in the game, but in that lineup that New England put out, he played a little bit more kind of beside Bobby Wood as a forward. Looking at things that could have been better this week, maybe Chicago was a little bit disappointing against New York City. Sheridan Shaqiri blanking, not great for them. I think how he goes is how they're going to go. If he gets a goal and assist, something like that, they'll probably be successful, but otherwise they're going to maybe not be the best option this year. That Rapids Sporting Kansas City game, aside from the clean sheet for Yarborough, not a great game, I think, and it looks a lot like Colorado's really going to struggle to score goals this year, so it could be a good option to pick against them. There are some surprises, of course. MLS is full of surprises, and there were 2 0-0 draws with some teams that you might not exactly expect that from. Orlando and FC Cincinnati, they didn't score. I think Cincinnati won the expected goals battle. They had 1.2 versus 0.3 for Orlando. So might show that their defense is kind of set to pick things up a little bit this year. I definitely like their defense overall, but getting a clean sheet away from home is pretty big. Maybe the New York Red Bulls and Nashville game makes sense as a 0-0. Mukhtar just played in the second half for Nashville. Nashville didn't have a shot on target the entire game. And really the best chance the whole game was from John Tolkien. There weren't really that many big chances for that one, but also maybe it shows that Nashville's defense is getting back on track. Another big surprise, St. Louis is 2-0, and they've scored 6 goals this year. I don't think anybody saw that coming. They've really kind of come out with a lot of energy, and I think that there was a lot of negativity around their team going into the year, and maybe that's inspiring them a bit to kind of put forward some big performances and push them forward. Also, great crowd in St. Louis. That was really a good debut for them. Philly blanking, you would have thought that they'd have scored in that game. I think Gazdag had some pretty good chances. There was one shot he had that the referee got in the way of, so maybe another day that goes in. Philly had a 1.7 expected goals in that game, so might have been a bit fortunate for Miami to keep a clean sheet there. Another surprise for me was Bobby Wood getting a goal and an assist. I think that it shows that New England, they're going to be able to put some things together. Anytime that you've got a player like Harley Skill pulling the strings, it's always going to be a good thing for you. But Bobby Wood could be a sneaky good option some games, if you're picking against a weaker defense there. Well, that basically wraps things up for this video. I want to say thanks for watching, and I will see you on the next one.